What's up, my fellow friends, my fellow family around the globe? It's a nice day out. It's rainy, but it's it's a nice day. Um, have my family over, my mother particularly, uh, sisters, well, sister over this past week, so it's been nice. Have them as company. Yeah, now I'm walking to the store, getting some food, all that good stuff. I'm gonna pay in Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. I wish that would be pretty cool, right? Paying some Bitcoin at the local market. Now, and I think there's a company called Spar. I think it's in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, that you can pay groceries and stuff in Bitcoin. So that's pretty cool. Because Bitcoin is money. I know a lot of people will say that Bitcoin is only a store of value, right? But if you read the Bitcoin white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, he says, Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer, cash system, right? So it's a digital cash system. So, which means I can send, Bitcoin being a bearer asset, meaning I fully control it, and I have the ability to send Bitcoin to someone else without a trusted third party. Meaning no bank is involved, no third party like Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, or any other trusted third party. So none of that has to be involved. I can just send people value without permission, which I think is amazing. I don't have to ask PayPal for permission. I don't have to ask my parent for permission. I mean, I'm a grown man. I don't have to ask them for permission anyway. But just to make a point, I don't have to ask for permission. All I need is the Bitcoin and whatever value that I have and whatever agreement that I have with that said person that I'm exchanging value with. If I'm buying a product, obviously it needs to be denominated in that, the cost of the item. If I'm just sending a gift to someone, or vice versa, they're sending a gift to me, and Satoshi's or Bitcoin value worth, then, it could be anything. If they could send me, it's a busy day out. They could send me, or I could send them 100 Satoshis, 1,000 Satoshis, 20,000 Satoshis, which I like to keep the math simple. 20,000 Satoshis, $20 USD, right? So, I think that's pretty cool, that the whole Bitcoin thing, right? Yeah, the Bitcoin thing, the Bitcoin standard. I could just send value to someone without permission. I think that's amazing. I'm just trying to not get hit by a car here. It's so busy out. So busy. I was going to drive my car to walk to the store, but I think that's kind of silly sometimes. Especially when the weather is good. If you live walking distance, 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so to the store, why not just walk there? Why drive when you could just walk? Unless you just have a whole bunch of groceries. But I'm just getting some nori, some sushi paper. So yeah, man, Bitcoin is going up. Kind of see a pullback happening pretty soon. Trying to find a place where I can just kind of talk a little bit. But yeah, this is a good spot. But yeah, Bitcoin, it's going up a little bit. I see a little pullback coming. But, doesn't matter. I think long term. Yeah, Bitcoin is that store of value that people came out with, because it has limited supply. There's only ever 21 million, and it's about maybe 19.5 million. I could check my node. I could check the information on my node and see what exactly how much supply is. You can't do that with the Federal Reserve. You can't go, or even your bank. You try to ask Chase or Wells Fargo or wherever you bank, or wherever you live. We got different banks across the globe. But me being in the United States, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all these different banks out there. And so, yeah, you can't call your bank and say, hey, how much do you have in your bank deposits on a daily basis, right? Can't do that. But, like how much supply you have, how much is your deposits? Can't ask that, and they'll laugh at you. You could barely even see your own bank account. Sometimes the server's down, and you're like, man, how much money do I have in my bank? All right, it's not even yours. They just loan it out. They loan it out to people. So yeah, try to do that. They'll laugh at you. But with Bitcoin, you can check the supply on a daily basis, see how much is circulating. You can also check the daily transactions. Every 10 minutes, a new block is has been created. Every 10 minutes, full of transactions. My transactions, your transactions, all of those transactions. So people are transacting in Bitcoin, right? Whether they're moving transactions from a wallet to a different wallet, whether they're buying it and selling, or all these different things. So you can see that. You can see that on mempool. You can see that through your own node or different other blockchain explorers. So it's a really amazing system. And I know it's not as private as people will like it. That's why with cash, if I had cash, like physical cash, fiat currencies, and I wanted to send, if I wanted to give someone money, no one knows that even happened. So that's as far as privacy goes, in that aspect. Obviously, you can't move a $1 billion worth, right? It's going to be some suspicion. You could kind of do it, but there's going to be you got to have some bodyguards near you or something like that, because trying to hold $1 billion, you're going to need a whole bunch of Brinks trucks. $1 million you could do a couple, a Brinks truck or so, maybe a couple of them, $1 million worth, but you're not going to feel comfortable moving that. But on Bitcoin, it's all digital. You can move it, and you might be a little like, I got to make sure that you're sending it to the right address, right? But that it's secure by the most secure network in the world, and it's just amazing. I think so. I think Bitcoin is amazing. So yeah, it might not be as private as cash, but you do have that, it is pseudonymous, so or pseudonymous, whatever how you want to pronounce it. So you can see the transactions, but people don't know that it's you, or I don't know that it's someone else sending that transaction. But so I think Bitcoin is really cool. So yeah, Bitcoin is money. I can transact with it. Bitcoin has that store of value. It's limited supply, and I can hold it, as a bearer asset. I own it. It's in my hands. I have my own keys to it, which is, my own, my own bank vault, pretty much secured by cryptography. I think that's amazing. That my currency is backed by, the strongest mathematical formula or technology in the world. I think that's amazing. It's not held by a bank where the bank robbers can come in and take what's mine, and everyone else's in the bank. My bank is secured by mathematics and the science of the universe. So I think that's amazing. So it's a store of value for me, and it's money for me. Bitcoin is also kind of silly, but it's also, religion in some way. Not in the sense of, oh, this is the Holy Grail, right? But religion in the sense that it gives freedom for all. It gives freedom to 8 billion people in the world. Access to to love, because when there's love, there's freedom. When there's freedom, there's love, and the ability to be able to to hold something that that power gave to us, right? Whereas certain things like fiat currencies are it's controlled by a higher power within the system, such as these big banks, the Federal Reserve, the Rothschilds and the J.P. Morgans, all these different entities, right? But with Bitcoin, it's open source to the world. So I think that's kind of religious in a way. But yeah, that's just my little rant for today. I'm going to actually go into the store and get the food that I came here for, right? But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday. Yeah, Friday. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Peace.